Welcome all. We are live on YouTube also. Welcome all who are streamlining from the YouTube. We have Dr. Anju with us, who is a junior clinical consultant with Premom, and she is experienced in fertility. She's one of our fertility expert. Dr. Anju, you want to wait some more time to people join, or shall we start?
Dr. Shalom, we can start.
Okay, yes, I think
Anybody join?
yes, some people have joined and they are waiting, so we'll start from them. Those who join later, they can just go to the live stream and go back and can see. So yes, we will start. Uh, First of all, I just want to know that Premom is all-in-one fertility tracking app designed to help women to predict their ovulation with precision. And that's where Premoms comes in. And tracking your cycle accurately can make all the difference, whether you want to get pregnant or just want to know your body. So yeah, let's hear from Dr. Anju. Yes, Isra Akin wants to ask something, like she raised hand. Yes, Isra, you want to ask something? You can ask. You can just type in the chat box if you want to ask something. Thank you, Isra, for joining. Um, I think she has some question. Okay, Isra, if you have any question, just type. We'll get back to you with that question. We'll start. Wait. I think I have this. Okay, Isra asks, can you give me 5 minutes? Okay, Isra, yes, sure. We can wait for 5 minutes. As Isra asked to wait for 5 minutes, we can wait for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Can wait.
And all the attendees who have joined this webinar, those who have any queries or questions, can give your questions in the question and answer box, and we are there to give you an answer. Isra, is it a good time to start? Is that okay if we start the webinar? Mhm. Yes, Isra said yes, just go ahead. Then okay, we'll just uh, uh, start our webinar. Hello, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to talk about track ovulation with Premom, which gives you idea about your cycle and understand your ovulation better and understand your body better. That you can plan your pregnancy at your home at your convenience, and you don't need to go anywhere. And this is our fertility expert, Dr. Anju S. Nair, who is a natural conception expert, and she has expertise in public health domain, and she works as a junior clinical consultant at Premom. Dr. Anju, handed it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Shalom. Good morning, everyone, and once again, a warm welcome to this insightful section. I'm Dr. Anju Nair, a licensed holistic health and wellness doctor and a public health expert, specializing in women's health and infertility care, and my current role in Premom as a junior clinical consultant. So in this section, we will explore how ovulation tracking can help you better understand your cycle and improve your chances of conception. Whether you are trying to conceive or simply you want to learn more about your reproductive health, this section will provide valuable insights. So let's move to the slides. Before we proceed, I would like to highlight that the information in this presentation is for educational purposes only. So this means that while we aim to provide valuable insights, this should not replace professional medical advice. If you have any specific health concerns or medical condition, it is always best to consult your healthcare provider rather than relying solely on this content. We encourage you to use this information to enhance your knowledge, but any medical decision should be made in consultation with a qualified healthcare professional. If at any point you feel you might be experiencing any medical issues, please reach out to your local healthcare provider immediately. Additionally, if you are considering taking any new supplements, particularly if you are pregnant, planning to conceive or nursing, it is crucial to seek medical advice first. So with this in mind, let's move forward and explore today's topic. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, feel free to ask in the chat. First, understanding ovulation. So this slide explains the hormonal regulations in the menstrual cycle and why ovulation is an essential indicator of reproductive and overall health. Let's start with the basics. Ovulation is the process where your ovary releases an egg, which then travels through the fallopian tube waiting to be fertilized. This is the most fertile time of your cycle. Typically, ovulation occurs about 14 days before your next period, but every woman's cycle is unique. Tracking ovulation is essential because your fertile window, fertile window means the days when pregnancy is most likely, that only lasts about 5 to 6 days per cycle. If you know when you are ovulating, you can time intercourse better and increase your chances of conception. So before going to detail, first I will explain the menstrual cycle. We know that the menstrual cycle is the body's natural process that prepares for pregnancy each month. So you can see that in right side, the menstrual cycle is divided into two main phases, follicular phase and luteal phase. Follicular phase consists of day 1 to ovulation, that is approximately day 14. So that day 1 to day 14 is consists of follicular phase. Luteal phase consists of ovulation to the start of the next period, that is approximately day 14 to day 28. So some key hormones are involved in menstrual cycles. The first one is FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. That is secreted by the brain from the pituitary gland, and it stimulates the growth of ovarian follicle which contains eggs. The next hormone is estradiol, a form of estrogen that is produced by developing follicles that supports follicle growth and prepares the uterine lining for possible pregnancy. The third hormone is LH or luteinizing hormone. So a sharp rise in LH triggers ovulation. Ovulation, we know that, which is release of an egg. So the LH hormone is helping for the ovulation. And progesterone, the last hormone is progesterone. After ovulation, the corpus luteum secretes progesterone. Corpus luteum means it's a temporary collection of cells that forms on your ovary each menstrual cycle if you are getting a menstrual period. So it appears right after your ovulation. The corpus luteum secretes progesterone hormone that helps maintain the uterine lining to support early pregnancy. If pregnancy does not occur, progesterone levels drops and leading to menstruation. So why this ovulation is a sign of health? So regular ovulation indicates hormonal balance and a functioning reproductive system. Irregular cycle may suggest hormonal imbalances, PCOS, thyroid disorders, or stress, etc. So tracking your ovulation can help in fertility planning and understanding overall health. Let's move to the next slide. How to track ovulation. So this slide provides a step-by-step guide on tracking ovulation using luteinizing hormone test strips. LH test strips help predict ovulation by detecting the surge in LH level that occurs 24 to 36 hours before ovulation. So when to start testing? Begin LH testing daily after your periods ends. That's complete stopping of your bleeding. So next day onwards, you can start to test LH. You can test twice per day, morning and evening during your fertile window to increase accuracy. The best time to test is between 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. For the most reliable results, you can test between 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. But you have to remember one thing. Do not use first morning urine, as LH level are concentrated overnight and may not reflect your actual surge. So you should not use first morning urine. How to use the test stream? First, you have to collect the urine in a clean, dry container and dip the LS test strips into the urine for 5 seconds or until the tide starts rising. And you have to wait for 5 to 10 minutes before reading the results. And check the test line. A darker or equally dark test line compared to the control line indicates the LS surge. So with the help of the Premom app, you can take a photo of the test strips using in-app camera. And the Premom app charts your LH level over time. So this makes it is easier to detect when LH starts rising and reaches its peak, predicting ovulation. Why tracking LH is important? Actually, this LH surge 24 to 36 hours before ovulation that helping you time intercourse for conception. And also it helps in identifying irregular cycles, ovulatory issues in conditions like PCOS, etc. So tracking this LH is very important. So in this picture, this is a screenshot from the Premom app actually. It is used for ovulation tracking, and it provides a digital way to track ovulation using OPK kits by analyzing luteinizing hormone test results. So you can see that it displays a list of ovulation test results recorded over multiple days. In CD, you can see that in left side, that means cycle day, the day of the menstrual cycle when this test was taken. And it's showing the date and time and a photo of the ovulation test strips and T by C ratio, test lane or control lane ratio. That is a numerical value indicating the LS search. And LS search interpretation, whether the test result is low, high, or peak. So each row represents an individual's ovulation test results. Cycle day 10 to cycle day 11, LS level is low. So that meaning ovulation is not near. Cycle day 12 to cycle day 14, LH level is rise, indicating the approach of ovulation. Cycle day 15, that's showing that LS surge 1.58, that is showing peak level. So ovulation is expected within 12 to 36 hours. And cycle day 16, in that the LH level starts declining. And cycle day 17, LH level is low, indicating that ovulation has likely already occurred. So the important feature in this app is, in this app, each test strips is scanned and analyzed. So you can upload a new ovulation test results by clicking on the button in bottom. You can see that the plus button. So you can upload a new ovulation test results and you can analyze your results. So how to interpret the data? For the Premom app is digitally reads the OPK test strips and assigns T by C ratio. Dr. Sharma, can you please go the previous slides? Yeah, yes. Thank you. So this Premom app is digitally reads the OPK test strips and assigns a T by C ratio. So for example, here the highest value is 1.58 on cycle day 15. That marks the LS surge. So the best time to conceive is during this LS surge window, typically cycle day 15 to cycle day 16. If you're trying to conceive, you have to do the intercourse 5 days before ovulation and on the day of ovulation. So this Premom app features automates the ovulation tracking and helping users detect their fertile window more accurately. By monitoring this LH level over multiple days, women can predict ovulation and increases their chances of conception. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Yeah, fine. So this slide provides information about how to track ovulation using basal body temperature tracking. So basal body temperature is the body's lowest resting temperature that is measured immediately upon waking. It helps in predicting ovulation. So what happens in BBT? Before ovulation, the BBT will be remains lower. But after ovulation, BBT rises and stays elevated due to progesterone release. So to ensure the accurate BBT tracking, you have to follow some guidelines. The golden rule for BBT tracking. The first one is take your temperature immediately upon waking. Measure before getting out of bed, before talking, before drinking, or even before moving too much. You have to take your temperature. And ensure more than 3 hours of uninterrupted sleeps. So sleep consistency affects BBT accuracy. So you have to ensure more than 3 hours of uninterrupted sleep. And be consistent, aim for the same time daily. So taking these measurements at the same time each morning minimizes the fluctuations. So you have to take the test the same time daily. Okay. And use a reliable thermometer. So here Premom's easy at home smart basal thermometer is recommended. So you can see that in right side, that picture, thermometer picture is there. So it automatically syncs with an app and it chart the BBT data for easy tracking. And this is a blue Bluetooth enabled and automatically sync with the Premom app. So it is very easy to track ovulation. Let's move to the next slide. So this graph, it is visually represents ovulation tracking with the two primary indicators, BBT and luteinizing hormone levels. The cycle is divided into two main phases. You can see that in that graph. Follicular phase, that is before ovulation, that is represented in a lighter shade, and luteal phase after ovulation. So ovulation day is marked in the middle, where a surge in LH and a shift in BBT occur. So the purple line represents the LH level, luteinizing hormone level. A sharp rise in LH occurs 24 to 36 hours before ovulation. After ovulation, LH level quickly decline. And the blue line represents the BBT changes, basal body temperature changes. Before ovulation, BBT is relatively low. After ovulation, BBT increases and remains elevated due to progesterone. So this post-ovulation temperature shift helps confirm the ovulation. LS surge indicates that ovulation will occur within the next 24 to 36 hours. So the best time for conception is during this window. And measure BBT every morning before getting out of bed. A sustained temperature rise after ovulation confirms that ovulation has occurred. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Cervical mucus. So this slide provides a detailed guide on tracking ovulation using cervical mucus changes. So it explains how hormonal fluctuations affect the consistency of cervical mucus throughout the menstrual cycle and that helping individuals identify their most fertile days. So cervical mucus is a fluid that is secreted by the cervix that changes in consistency, color, and volume during different phases of the menstrual cycle. These changes can primarily influenced by estrogen and progesterone level. By tracking the cervical mucus, you can identify your fertile window and you can also confirm ovulation when the mucus is most favorable for sperm survival and transport. So in this image, the image is categorizes cervical mucus changes into 5 stages, progressing from low fertility to high fertility. The first stage is dry. So the dry stage occurs right after your period, and the consistency of mucus is no visible mucus or very little, often causing a dry feeling in the vagina. And the fertility level is very low. Sperm survival is difficult, and low estrogen level are seen in this stage. The second stage is tricky. A few days after the period, it's seen, and the consistency will be thick, clumsy, sticky, or tacky like a paste or glue. And the fertility level is low fertility, sperm cannot swim through, and estrogen levels start to rise in this stage and slightly, but the mucus is still hostile to sperm. The third stage is creamy, that approaching the fertile window. The consistency of the mucus will be smooth, creamy, lotion-like, white or cloudy in color. And the fertility level will be moderate fertility. The sperm can survive for a short time. And estrogen level increase in this stage and leading to more mucus production. The fourth stage is battery. It is right before the ovulation and the consistency will be clear, watery and slippery, similar to water or milk. And the fertility level will be high fertility. Sperm can move more easily through this mucus, and high estrogen level signaling the body is approaching ovulation. The last stage is raw egg white. That is the most fertile stage, the ovulation day and the peak fertility window. So the consistency will be stretchy, slippery, and clear like raw egg whites. Most fertile stage it is, so sperm can live up to 5 days in this mucus. LS surge triggers ovulation and estrogen is at its highest level in this stage. So you have to monitor your mucus daily, observe its texture and color before urinating, and keep track of changes in the app, monitor trends to assist in predicting ovulation. So raw egg white mucus indicates ovulation is occurring or about to occur. This is the best time for conception. So after ovulation, mucus becomes sticky or dry again and confirming that ovulation has passed. Okay, let's move to the next slide. So this is the chart. It's showing a fertility tracking tool that helps couples identify the best days to try for pregnancy. And it combines hormonal levels, basal body temperature, and other fertility signs to pinpoint ovulation and the most fertile days. So here you can see that the purple line on the chart indeed represents the LS level dictated by easy at home ovulation test kits, which are interpreted using the T/C ratio. That result is expressed as a ratio of the test line to the control line. The a ratio of 0.8 or above indicates an LS surge, which is the peak fertility window. So for calculating the intensity of the test line is compared to the control line. If the test line is darkest or darker than the C line, it suggests high LH level. And you can see that orange line, that level dictated by Premom kits. So these kits provide a quantity level for LH measured in international units per liter. A level of 25 international units per liter or higher signifies an LS surge which aligns with the peak fertility. So how the chart reflects peak fertility? Both the lines rises as LH level increase, peaking when ovulation is imminent. The timing of this surge is critical because ovulation typically occurs about 24 to 36 hours after the LH peak. So identifying this peak can help accurately predict the most fertile days of the cycle. Suppose the LH surge highest peak occurs in cycle day 14. Ovulation will likely happen on cycle day 15 or cycle day 16. So for the highest chance of conception, the best time for intercourse is from 5 days before ovulation and on the day of ovulation. In this chart, you can see that blue line. Blue line indicates the basal body temperature. Basal body temperature rises after ovulation due to increased progesterone. If BBT stays high for more than 14 days, it may indicate pregnancy. If BBT drops, it may mean the next cycle is starting. So track your BBT daily to confirm ovulation has occurred. And below that, third symbol you can see that is intercourse tracking. Show the days when intercourse happened and helps ensure sex is timed correctly for conception. And below is the cervical mucus chart. It reflects the changes in cervical mucus consistency throughout the menstrual cycle. So you have to monitor for the LS surge and plan sex around it and watch for the BBT rise to confirm ovulation has happened and take a pregnancy test if BBT stays high for more than 14 days after ovulation. Okay, let's move to the next slide. So here we are explaining about the Premom resources. So Premom resources provides an overview of the key offerings available to users of the Premom fertility tracking platform. First one is free membership. So Premom offers a free membership exclusively for users in India to help them take control of their fertility health. So this membership provides two major benefits. First one is you can access cycle analysis. So that helps users improve their fertility tracking. That will provide personalized suggestions based on menstrual cycle patterns. And also that will enhance users' chances of conception by identifying key fertile windows. The second point is cycle comparison report. So that allows users to compare multiple menstrual cycles and help dictate unique patterns in fertile windows, mood changes, symptoms, tracking your physical symptoms like cramps, bloating, and headaches. The second resource is Ask AA-powered fertility assistance. So Premom offers a AA-powered virtual assistant to answer fertility-related queries in real time. And users can ask questions regarding period tracking, track their menstrual cycle and predict upcoming periods, and also that provides insights on cycle length, ovulation, and irregularities. And also who are trying to get pregnant, the best days for conception and their ovulation symptoms and hormonal changes and lifestyle changes that can enhance fertility. And also for pregnancy support, assist users with the early pregnancy symptoms tracking, cycle tracking during pregnancy to monitor changes, and also health advice for expectant mothers. The third resource is Amazon. So Premom users can purchase fertility test kits through Amazon. Premom ovulation and pregnancy test kits are now available on Amazon for easy tracking. So these are the resource sources of Premom. So that brings us to the end of today's webinar. If you have any queries, please feel free to submit in Q&A chat box and we will do our best to answer them. Thank you for joining us and wish you a happy and healthy journey to parenthood. Thank you.
Yes, now we are open for question and answer session. Those who have any questions, you can ask. Chat box? Okay. Yes, Dr. Anju, there are questions coming up. Isra is asking that my LH ratio this month was highest 0.53. It did show a peak level. Not sure if I had ovulated. I tracked my cervical mucus and was getting egg white discharge. Uh, Thank you, Isra, for your question. Yes, I can understand your concern, but generally, some